there's a lot of companies that are competing in this space in a lot of different ways. How does SunPower differentiate itself from competitors?
Well, at our foundation, SunPower is a technology company. We're Silicon Valley based. We've had Stanford Prof founded us 30 years ago. We were heavily influenced by semiconductors, Cypress Semiconductor. So at our heart, we're a technology company. We make the world's best solar technology because it's highest conversion efficiency. So over time, we were making that solar cell, then we made panels, then we made systems, and now we make solar energy. And what our customers buy is solar energy. And where we're going is to be an energy company, and more of an energy solutions company. So we'll still be great at solar panels, and we will advance that technology, but to that we'll add electronics, storage, energy management, and be a solutions company for our customers. So we'll be a technology company. We also forward integrated in our sales channels 10 years ago, and so we own the channel for residential, commercial, and utility scale, and we're international. So we're diversified across all segments, across all geographies, at our base though a technology company.
So, and I think that technology is key. To put a few numbers to that, your X Series panel is 21.5% efficient versus a commodity panel which is 14 to 16% efficient. And I think you highlighted that a few times that you're getting about 50% more power from SunPower panels if you put them on your roof, for example. But that's not quite the whole story because the degradation is lower as well. Is that correct?
Well, as you move to selling energy, then what matters is the energy production over the life of the system. So if you start with a 50% advantage, then you're interested in how does it perform over the life of the system. And our advantage grows over time because our panel produces more energy per rated watt. It also degrades less slowly because it's fundamentally a different architecture, and it lasts longer. So you might sign a PPA or a lease for 20 years, but the system's going to last 25, 30, even 40 years. So we have a higher residual value as well. And so as the industry moves to becoming an energy industry, that's to our favor because that's what customers buy.
And so, and that's really highlighted in some of the changes you've made in the residential market. Can you go into, you've really sort of vertically integrated, not quite to owning the trucks, and right. I think there's some reasons behind that, but you're doing more of the sales yourself,
yes.
More of the engineering, and then getting into things like batteries, which
yes.
will, you highlighted that a little bit yesterday,
yes.
that now we're going to be controlling our energy
yes.
with apps and things like that,
yes.
and solar will be a huge piece of
yeah.
that.
Well, you look at the pace of change in solar, and it took decades, but now it's rapidly changing. And I think you go out a few years and we're going to look back and say, that we were just shipping these systems. It's going to look kind of archaic. This is all about complete energy solutions, because today, when you pay your energy bill, you just pay it. You don't even, in fact, it's probably auto-paid, so it's something that just happens. People that buy solar energy want to control their own destiny. They want freedom, they want to make an impact on the environment. So what we're going to do is we're going to add storage and energy management so that a consumer will control when they use solar energy, and they're going to control load. And when you can do those two things, you have total control of your energy bill. And so what you're going to see is it's going to be incredibly exciting, because as a consumer, you go from no control to freedom, no control to total control over the next near term, within 10 years for sure, and probably 5 years.
And that really takes away some of those peaks and valleys that solar energy has. That's always one of the criticisms that I hear, is that, well, it's an intermittent energy source, but if you can, store a little bit of that energy in your, providing an right. energy solution, that's not quite the same impact that it used to be on the grid.
Yeah, it used to be 5 years ago. It was solar costs too much and it's intermittent. We're solving the cost too much, and we hear that a lot less because it's competitive with conventional electricity. So now you have intermittency. Well, if you can store, then you solve that. And of course, capitalism works. If you have a problem and it's worth something, it's going to be solved. So storage is going to be economical. And now I have, I essentially have my own power generation at my disposal, and I can control it. And of course, you add software to that, you can do amazing stuff.
Yeah.